All right, here we go. We are going to play this game called Bitburner. It is, okay, so here's the scenario. You're a hacker, criminal. You're doing crimes and things. You're hacking and stealing money and beating people up and shoplifting and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Okay, so that's the game. At the core of this game, there's no music, by the way. The core of this game is old school hacking, but you also get to use JavaScript to write real world, like write your scripts in your software to run these hacks. Okay, so there's a lot going on. We're going to start with the very basics, and I'm going to show you the very basics. There's a lot happening here, but this is free to play. It's called Bitburner. It's version 2.8.1. Out there on Steam is where I got this from. It's free to play. Lots of fun. Discord is popping. Few people playing this, but the people that are very vocal, and I've been able to get a lot of information. I think this game's been out for a few years, a couple years. Anyway, we're gonna go through it real quick. This is a tutorial. So if you want to be proficient at this game, you might want to know the basics of programming, and you might want to familiarize yourself a little bit with Unix or Linux commands, because that's how you're going to operate in this game. Okay, so let's go through it. Welcome to Bitburner, a cyberpunk themed incremental RPG. There is prestiging, but there is a lot also of just sitting around waiting. The game takes place in a dark dystopian future. The year is 2077. This tutorial will show you the basics of the game. You can skip the tutorial at any time. You can replay this by going to reset tutorial. You can also collapse this panel up here to hide it. Okay, next. Let's start by heading over to the stats page. So over here on the left is a menu. And so let's click stats, and here is all the information you need. Lots of stuff, skills, monies, bonuses. If we hide this, we can see our current skills. Everything's 1, we're basic. And we can see our money. If we click the dots, we can see how much we've earned and some other information as we go through this. Okay, our current city is Sector 12. That's the city that you start off with. Servers owned, 0 out of 25. That's a number to remember as you go through all this. Hacknet nodes, 0. Augmentation, 0. Okay, we're just starting off. We're basic, not a problem. All right, tutorial. Okay. Let's head to the computer's terminal by clicking terminal. So here we are, just basic terminal is used to interface with your home computer as well as all of the other machines around the world. So let's try it out. Start by entering help. So this is old school. If we type in help, you're going to get a list of all the different commands that you can use from just the terminal. And if you look at some of these, we're going to see some sudos and some vim. If you like using VI as your text editor, you can use that. I used VI years ago, and I swore I would never use it again. It's a love-hate relationship. But you don't need it. You don't need it. But we can use all these other commands. Clear, say, copy a file. We can do all kinds of stuff, right? Let's try another command. We're going to do ls, which is a short for list. If we find that right here, we can use list, a directory, or we can grep and a pattern, all kinds of information. So let's just hit ls. And it's going to show that we have one file there. I don't know if you can see it very well, but it says nuke.exe. So ls is a basic command that lists the files on the computer. Right now, it shows that you have a program called nuke.exe on your computer. We'll get to that in a little bit. Using your home computer's terminal, you can connect to other machines throughout the world. Let's do that now by first entering our first command, which is scan. And if we scan, now we're seeing a few other IPs listed here and host names that we could potentially hack into. So scan shows all available network connections. In other words, it displays a list of all the servers that be connected to from your current machine. A server is identified by its host name. That's great and all, but there's so many servers. Which one should I go to? That's a great question. So it's telling us to do the next command, which we have to type out, analyze, if I type it correctly, scan analyze. So that's going to give us a lot more information, shows more detailed information about each server you can connect to, servers that are a distance of 1 node away. It's also possible to do a more in-depth scan. So if we look here, here's our home computer. And we know it's our home computer because it says home. It has root access. Required hacking skill is 1. Number of open ports required to nuke is 5. And we have 8 gigabytes of RAM. That's important. That's one of the most important things. Well, it's handy to have. That's RAM. And the more RAM a server has, the more threads or processes or programs it can run. So we also have access to noodles from our IP list up here. Noodles does not have, we don't have root access. Hacking skill required is 1, and that's us. We're level 1. Number of open ports required to nuke 0. It doesn't require anything, and it has 4 gigabytes of RAM. So it's not as big as ours, but it's got some memory. We can use that. And then we also have food and stuff. It has a hacking skill level of 1. So there's potentially 2 servers right there that we can hack into and start using their computers to do stuff. Noodles has 4 gigabytes and food and stuff has 16 gigabytes. Okay. And then we won't be able to do anything to Sigma Cosmetics until our hacking skill is level 5. Okay. We can go up to 100. So that's how you use scan analyze. We can also do, if we want to go 2 nodes away, analyze, we can come over here and put a space number 2. And that's going to give us even more servers that we go to. So if we connected to food and stuff, we could also from there go to 0. We ain't getting there anytime soon because in order to hack it, our skill level has to be 75. But as you can see, there's more servers than just the basic ones. You have to tree yourself into them. Cool. All right. If you need more information, servers are 2 nodes away. Okay, that's it. Oh, we need to connect to noodles. Okay, he's wanting us. The tutorial is wanting us to connect to noodles. I'm gonna hit CLS to. Okay, connect noodles with 2 zeros. And now we're connected to noodles. You're connected to another server. What can you do now? We can hack it. In the year 27, currency has become digital and decentralized. People and corporations store their money on servers and computers. Using your hacking abilities, you can hack servers to steal money and gain experience. Try to hack the server. You should run diagnostics. So before you do that, before that, we can do an analyze. And this analyze command is going to give us some information about Noodles server, right? Organization name, Noodles bar. We do not have root access. Can we run scripts on this host? No. It has 4 gigabytes of memory. We don't have access through the back door. Required hacking skills to hack and backdoor is 1, and that's us. Server security is 1. Chance to hack 0, and that's because we don't have root access. Time to hack is 49 seconds. Total amount available or currently available on the server is $70,000. Cool. And required number of ports to nuke. We don't need anything extra to nuke this. So once it finishes running our analyze, for this server, the required hacking skill is only 1, which means you can hack it right now. However, in order to hack a server, you must first gain root access. The nuke.exe program we saw earlier on your home computer is a virus that will grant you root access to a machine if there are enough open ports. And we can see here that we don't need any. So analyze shows that there do not need to be any open ports on this machine to nuke it. So go ahead and run the nuke virus. Okay. So we have to type run nuke in all caps .exe. This is Unix, Linux, and it's case sensitive, right? So we're going to run it. Nuke successful. Gained root access to Noodle. You can now run scripts on the server. And so now if we tap up twice on this arrow keys, it's not going to let us do it again. Now you can access, now you have root access. You can hack the server by running hack. So let's just hit hack. Dun, dun, dun. It's trying to do it. We're hacking. You're attempting to hack the server. Performing a hack takes time and only a certain percentage chance of success. This time and success chance is determined by a variety of factors, including your hacking skill and the server security level. If your attempt to hack the server is successful, you will steal a certain percentage of the server's total money. This percentage is affected by your hacking skills and the server security. So if the amount of money on the server is not limitless, right? If you can get it down to 0 and it's gone forever. So if you constantly hack a server and deplete its money, then you'll encounter diminishing returns in your hacking. So you need to use grow, which is a hack, which tricks the company into adding money to their server. The command weaken increases the speed of the hack, which increases speed of hack and grow. Okay. So we successfully hacked. We got $288 and 3 hacking experience. But because we did a hack, the security is increased on Noodles from 1 to 1.002. So it just went up a little bit. So we can type the grow command, and what we can do is trick that server, the Noodle server, to gain a little bit of money. There we go. Available money on Noodles grown by $1,274. We gained some more experience for hacking, but our security on Noodles increased from 1.002 to 1.102. So even though we grew it, we still increased its security. The higher the security, the tougher it is to get into there and to hack stuff. So we're going to do weaken, and weaken is going to take a ping at its security level. Try and get that number down. Now, security ranges from 1 to 100. Security decreased on Noodle by 0.05. There we go. In a minute. And we also gained some more hacking skills. Okay. So that's what we do. We're going to hack. And if we want to, we can hack again and see if we get some more money out of this. Now, this game is not a quick game. Talking to somebody on, we failed. But we did get some, we probably failed because, I don't know, there's various reasons, right? We're noobs. We're just starting to do this. So we can do another analyze. Now we got to do the tutorial. That's fine. Okay, so there's our basic commands. Hack, grow, and weaken. Hack the system to steal some money. Grow to increase the money available on the server by a little bit, and weaken to attack its security by a little bit. There we go. From any server you can get back home, using the home command. Okay, so we're down here. Come on. We're down here. Let's type home. And now we're on our home server. We can type, we got to do the thing. Hack is the core mechanic of the game and necessary for progressing. However, you don't want to be hacking manually the entire time. You can automate your hacking by writing scripts. To create a script or edit an existing one, you can use the command nano. Scripts must be end with a script extension, JS, JSX, TS, TSX, or .script. I use .js because this is all JavaScript. So we can type nano, and then let's do just like first.js. Okay, nano space first.js. I'm going to hit enter, and that's not going to let us do it. Oh, we want to do it's telling us to do noodles. Nano noodles.js. There we go. It's a little frustrating sometimes. This is the script editor, and we'll close this up here in just a second. You can use it to program your scripts. Click this text to copy and paste it into your editor. Copied. I just clicked right in here. For anyone with basic programming experience, this code should be straightforward. This script will continuously hack the Noodles server. To access the NS API documents, press this link. To save and close the script editor, press the button at the bottom. Let's close this up. So this is our script, noodles.js. It's located on our home server. And I'm going to select all and select A, and then select or Control A to select all, and Control C to paste, or V to paste that in. So what this is doing, so this is our script, right? This is our function main. And this is basically saying, while this script is running, hack noodles. That's all we're doing. We're just going to hack them and hack them and hack them. All right. So we can save that. We can also, in our script editor, there's some other information here that you want to be aware of. The RAM size, that's how much size in gigabytes this program, our script, is going to use on a server. So on our server, if we go back and look at our terminal, is our tutorial done? Now we'll run the script. Scripts require a certain amount of RAM to run and can be run on any machine which you have root access to. Different servers have different amounts of RAM. You can purchase more RAM for your home server. Check how much RAM is available. We're going to type in free. So let's do that. So free, we're at home. We have 8 gigabytes of RAM, which is enough to run your script. Let's run our script. So we type run, the name of the script that we want to run, .js, and that is it. Bang. Oh, I forgot the S. There we go. Noodles. There we go. Script is running. Your script is now running. It will continuously run in the background and will automatically stop if the code ever completes. The one that we just made will never complete because it runs as an infinite loop. We didn't tell it when to stop. We just said forever do this while it's running. Keep going. These scripts can passively earn you income and hacking experience. They're going to also earn you money and experience while you're offline, although at a slightly lower rate. We can check some statistics by clicking on our active scripts. So over here on the left is our active scripts that we have running. It displays information about our running scripts on every server. This will tell us, gauges how our scripts are doing. Click on home over here. Can I resize this? I can't. Click on Noodles scripts. There we go. Hold on. So this is going to list all of the servers that we have access to or have a script running on. And each server can run multiple scripts. So this home server, which is ours at our house, is running the Noodles script. And we can look at it and see some information here. It doesn't have any arguments. It's only working off one thread. But right now it's not doing anything, and it's going to take some time for this to start hitting and working. All right, we got the total online time, offline, total online production rate. Here we go. So we've already got almost $4,000 out of it total, and we're getting about 36 bucks a second. We are going. Now, the other thing you can do here is check out the log for that. And there's a lot of times when you're going to want to see this log to see exactly what it's doing. So we're hacking for 49 seconds. We failed. We're going to hack again for 49 seconds. Oh, we made it. We succeeded, and we got $4,000 almost. So it's going to attempt to hack again every 49 seconds. And that time is set on the servers, which I think you can adjust a little bit. No, we failed to hack, but we're getting experience points, and that's what we really want at this point. We know we're noobs. We're not going to get a whole lot. Okay. Let's go to the terminal. We're going to go back to the terminal. One last thing about scripts. Each active script contains logs that detail what it's doing. We can check these logs using the tail command. Do that now for the script we just ran by hitting tail noodles.js. Okay, tail noodles with an s.js, and we can access its log right there. But we could also do that from where we were. Okay. The log for this script won't show much right now because it's just started running, but check back in a few minutes. This covers the basics of hacking. To learn more about writing scripts, select the documentation in the main menu. Hacking is not the only way to earn money. One other way to passively earn money is by purchasing and upgrading Hacknet nodes. Let's go there. So we've been working under the hacking section for now, right? Terminal, our script editor, we can see our active scripts. Under character, we have our stats, but we also have something called Hacknet. Here you can purchase new Hacknet nodes and upgrade your existing one. Let's purchase a new one now. So we're going to spend $1,000. So what is this? The Hacknet is a global decentralized network of machines, right? It's used by hackers all around the world to anonymously share computing power and perform distributed cyber attacks without the fear of being traced. Hold on. Here you can purchase a Hacknet node, a specialized machine that can connect and contribute its resources to the Hacknet network. This allows you to take a small percentage of profits from the hacks performed on the network. Essentially, you're renting out your node's computing power. Each Hacknet node you purchase will passively earn you money. Each Hacknet node can be upgraded in order to increase its computing power and thereby increase the profit you earn. So this is a one and done thing. You don't have to write any scripts for this, but our Hacknet summary is nothing because we don't have any. So once we purchase this first one, we can see now that we're making $1.50 per second. That's cool. Just passively, just making some cash. It's just doing its thing. We can buy more levels here. So we're going to go from $1.50 to $3 a second. And then $4.50 and then $6. So you can really ramp this up. We don't have a lot of cash. So we're just going to drop $4,000 into this thing. And that's fine because now we're making 26 bucks an hour and we're making all kinds of cash. It's fine. It's fine. We want to be making money. Okay, you just purchased a hack node. The Hacknet node will passively earn you money over time, both online and off. When you get enough money, you can upgrade your newly purchased Hacknet node below, or you can upgrade it. So how do we do that? Let's go to the city. This page lists all the different locations that you can currently travel to in our little city of Sector 12. Each location has something you can do. There's a lot of content out there in the world. Make sure you explore and discover. Okay. Let's click on documentation. We'll come back to the city here in a minute. Documentation, this is where you're going to go for everything from now on, because this is the end of the tutorial. This page contains a lot of different information about the game's contents and mechanics. I know it's a lot, but I highly suggest you read or at least skim through this before you start playing. Some pages are inaccessible at the start and will unlock later. That's fine. You should at least check out the beginner's guide and the NS API documentation. This is the best place to up-to-date information. The documentation is at read the docs is outdated, so don't do that. Okay, so that's our information. This beginner's guide, though, is incredibly helpful. Talks about programmers. It talks about your first steps. We can kill programs. Talks about creating your first script. This is the code that it gives you to start hacking. And we can click and select all of this. Control C to copy. All kinds of information in here. All kinds of information. And if we go home, it's not just a beginner's guide. If you want to learn about servers, you can click here and get all the information about servers. You can learn about scripts, how they work, referencing other scripts within a script. Right? Multi-threading. There's all kinds of information that you can do there. So 26 minutes. That is the tutorial for this game. And I'm having an absolute blast with it. So now that we're free and clear of the tutorial, we're going to list the CLS to clear the screen. And we can type help at any time to get this back, so that we can see a list of our commands, analyze, purchase a program through the dark web. I haven't done that yet. Catalog, we can display a message, a lit file, or a text file that's on our servers. We can display change. There's all kinds of stuff you can do here, okay? So at its core, we are hackers. So let's come back here and take a look at our script at noodles.js. And it's making us some money, a little bit, but we don't want to dry that server out. So we can scan to see a list of all of our servers that we can have access to. We're going to connect to Noodles. We're going to analyze Noodles and see what's going on now. Total money available on the server is 930,000. Our security level is 1.066. So we can just let that run. Another thing you can do is you have access to the backdoor. So if we just run the backdoor command, you already have installed a backdoor. Okay. Looks like we already have that then. Fine. Done. But it's successful. Backdoor gives you a little bit of a bonus. A little bit. If we hover over this, is it going to say? No. Okay, let's go home. Clear the screen. Now, we did one hack. Let's create a new script. We can look at, if we hit ls, we can see all of the files on our server. It's going to list them all. So we have a hacker starting handbook.lit. We have our nuke.exe program, and we have our noodles script. Let's create a new program, and we're going to call this our new script nano. Let's just call it hack01.js. This is our first hacking script, and I'm going to paste in that code that the guidebook told us about. Okay. So we're going to click it and save it. Now, what is this doing? We're going to set in JavaScript a constant called target. That's the name of the constant that we can use throughout here. And if we double click it, we can see target being used various places throughout this code. And we're going to set that target to noodles. All right. And we're going to have another constant called money threshold. So this defines how much money a server should have before we hack it. In this case, it's set to the maximum amount of money. So once it has the maximum amount of money, then we can start hacking it. Okay. That's the money threshold. We also have a security threshold. This defines the minimum security level the target server can have. If the target security level is higher than this, then we'll weaken it before doing anything else. Also, if we have this other program, which we don't, we're going to run that, and it's enclosed in an if statement. If this file exists in our home, file exists, then run it against noodles, but we don't have this yet. So it's going to come in here and just go out. Next, we want to get root access to the server. Well, we already have root access to the server, so that's not a problem. Now we're going to come into this infinite loop that's going to constantly, continuously hack, grow, and weaken the target's server. Okay. Now, I will say that this code they give you is a skeleton, a framework to work from, because in my experience, it never hacks. It never hacks. So we're going to change some of this code because I want the money threshold. I don't want it to max out. How about you give me half? Right? So we're going to wrap this in some brackets, and we're going to say divided by 2. So if the constant, we're going to set the constant to the max divided by 2. So half of the max amount. So if the server can have 100,000, we're going to start hacking it when it hits 50,000, just to give us a little buffer. Okay. We can also do greater and we got to do it backwards. If up here. If the threshold is above or equals to, why isn't it let me do that? We got to go this way. What's an equal? We're setting a value in a variable, a constant. Okay. And if we're going to do the same thing here, but we don't need it to be quite so tight. We're going to do a +2. Oops. +2. So if the security threshold is the minimum for the server, +2. So if the minimum is 1, I want to start hacking when it's 3. We'll be okay. Now let's add 1. So it's 2. All right. So that's our constants. We don't care about that. So now we come in this if. So if the server's security level is above our threshold, weaken it. And here's where we're going to do equals. If it's greater than or equal to our security thresh, just in case. And if our server, if the server's money is less than our threshold, grow it. Otherwise, we're going to hack it. We've done a little bit of tweaking here, but that's okay. So we have our hack 01 program going. We're attacking the Noodles Corporation. But let's go back to our server or home, and we can do free to see how much memory we have free to us. We have 6.3 gigabytes of memory available to use. Now, this program's a lot bigger than our basic Noodles, And this one is going to be 2.6 gigabytes to use this. That's how much it's going to need to run that. And looking at our terminal, we can run this because we have some more. So we're gonna hit ls. I always like to do that to see what scripts I have available. We're gonna type run hack01.js. There we go. It's running. And we can verify that if we go to active scripts, home. Now we have 2 scripts running on our machine. One is called Noodles and one is called Hack. This is our new one. It's only been running for 16 seconds, so it doesn't have much information to give us. And let's check these logs. I'm getting all kinds of 3 grand, 3 grand, 3 grand. We're getting all kinds of money. While this fires up, let's go back to our terminal and we can hit top, and that's going to show us the list of scripts that are running on this server. Let's kill noodles.js. Let's stop that program. We killed it. Now we can hit top again and see that hack one is the only thing running. And then we can see that here, and already we're making some cash. Okay, we're already making cash. We can check the logs to verify what it's doing. So what does that script do? It's going to give us some information here. Get the server max money is 1.75 million for Noodles, which means we can grow it quite a bit. The server minimum, it can only go to 1. That's the lowest that a security can go on a server. Or we already have access to nuke it. It tried to nuke it, and that's fine. And then it's going to return the security level, the current level, which is 1.04, and that's within our threshold. And the money is 897,000. So we do a hack, and it's successful. And then it does it all again. It goes through that loop all again. It gives us our security, how much server money is available. And then we hack it, and we got another 3 grand. Right? And there's another one for another 3 grand. So this is good because it's better because it's going to hack and hack and hack, but it's not going to strip it out and make it so that there's no money left. It's going to get a bunch of money, and then it's going to make the money. It's going to stop hacking, and it's going to grow money on the server, and it's going to weaken the security. And once all the stars align, then we're going to get some money just like we did here. So we got 10 grand out of this thing already, and it's only been running for 2 minutes. So that's our first little script, and that's all in game. A couple of minor tweaks that I've done just for my own funsies. We don't want to wait till was 1.7 million. It's going to take hours to get that maxed out. So let's just wait till we get half, and that's fine. But this is our infinite loop. It's going to say if the security's right, great. Else if we need target money, that's fine too. If we need to, make it grow. Else, if everything else is fine, then hack. And you just let this run forever. Okay. I like to come back here from time to time just to see we made 18,000. Now let's come over to our stats. So we're already hacking is level 5. We can also pop this down, just kind of have it there at all times. Kind of gets in the way sometimes. So we'll just leave it up for a minute. So our hacking is at level 5 now. All right, so we did 1 hack. Let's clear the screen. Let's do an ls. We have hacks and Noodles, and if we hit scan, analyze, we're just going to do basic. We can see that Noodles, we already did Noodles. We have a script for that. Food and stuff's another one, right? And it has 16 gigabytes of memory. So let's go hack that one. We got time. So I'm going to connect to food and stuff. 2 Fs. All right, we're connected. Let's analyze while we snuck into their computer, that server. Let's analyze the server. No root access. Oh no, what are we going to do? We're going to run our nuke.exe command. If I can hit the right button. Bang. Access granted. We can analyze it again. We do not have backdoor access. So let's run that backdoor. Just run backdoor. That's all you got to do. I just like to do it while it's there, while I'm in here. I think it gives you a slight bump to stuff. Okay. And we can do an ls. Sector 12 crime literature. Let's do it. We can click it because it's got an underscore and we can read it. A recent study in analytics company Wilson Inc. shows a significant rise in criminal activity in Sector 12. Perhaps the most alarming part of the statistics is that most of the rise in the violent crimes, such as homicide and assault. According to the study, the new city saw a total of 21,000 reported homicides in 2076, which is a 20% increase over the previous year. It's just fun stuff. Organized. Yeah, here we go. An uprising in criminal organizations such as the Syndicate and the Slum Snakes. Keep that in your memories. But we don't have anything going on here in this server. There's no other files. That's it. And if we look at how much free memory it has 16 gigabytes of free memory. Cool. So what I want to do now is I want to go home and I want to create a new script called hackfood.js. And it's going to open up our script editor. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy, select, Control A to select, Control C to copy it, Control A for all, Control V to paste that code. But we have to change our target because we're doing a new one. It needs to be food and stuff, but all the other code we know works and it's running okay. So let's just leave it. And then we're just going to save it and we can close that. So now, but we're home. We're back on our home server and we need to get that file of hack food over to that other server. So I'm going to do an SCP and the file name hackfood.js and then the server I want it to go to. It's copied to food and stuff. Now if I connect to food and stuff and do an ls, sure enough, there's our hack food. Now, we want to maximize the amount of profit that we're going to make out of this. Or we want our script to run more than just once or give it a buffer, right? And if we look at this file is 2.6 gigabytes in size. It's kind of hefty. And if we look at this again, we know that this server has 16 available gigabytes. And so if I do calc and take 16, oh, you can't see. Yeah, you can't see it. 16 divided by 2.6, we know we can run this 6.1 times. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to run hackfood.js, and then we're going to do a space -t. That's going to tell it how many threads to use for this. And we're going to put a space 6. And there we go. Now we can check free again and see that we have 0.4 gigabytes available left on this server. So now we're running a script on the food and stuff server using their own processes, right? We're sneaking in to their server. We're planting a program to run maliciously to steal their money, and they're not even going to know it. we can go to active scripts and now see that our home server, and this is to measure your thread or the RAM usage, these bars. So we have our home server running a hack on noodles. And now we have our food and stuff running a hack on hack foods. And it doesn't have anything yet, but it's going to get there. We can check the logs and see that the maximum money that this server can have is 50 million. Minimum security is 3 for this one. And it's currently set at 10. But this is gonna fire off every 3 minutes. So this one's gonna take longer, but we might get more money out of it because its cap is higher at 50 million. Okay. And our hack over here is going fine. Hacked for another 3 minutes. So we're doing lots of hacks in here. Looking for my hack lines. Doing all kinds of hacking, getting all kinds of money. We've got $126,000 already. Now, a lot of that is coming from here. From our Hacknet node. This is passive. It is what it is. We can also come into our stats and see, so our hack level is 6. We're still in sector 12. We don't own any personal servers. If we click this dots next to the money, we can see some stuff. So the amount of money that we've gotten from hacking is 100,000, and our Hacknet is only brought in 36,000. Okay. So it looks like hacking for now is making us quite a bit of money, but our Hacknet's creeping up on it. And that's fine. I don't care as long as I'm getting money. Okay, that's our stats. Where are we at? We're at 47 minutes. Let's go home, back to the home server, clear the screen, do a scan, analyze to see what servers we have available. Okay, our hacking level is 7. Oh, it just turned 8. And so if we look through here, we can see that the hacking required skill for Sigma Cosmetics is 5. We can go do that. So we're going to connect to Sigma well, let's do some things first. While we're home, we're going to do an ls. We are going to create a new file called nanohacksigma.js. And I'm just going to paste, because I already have it saved there. But we need to change who we're hacking. Sigma Cosmetics. Okay, save it. So now in our terminal, we're home. If I do an ls, we can see here's our Hack Sigma program. Now let's connect to Sigma Cosmetics. We're connected. Analyze for funsies. See what we got. 16 gigs. All right. Run nuke.exe. Congratulations. Let's do backdoor. Successful. Analyze again for funsies. Okay, we got 16 gigabytes. We are ready to go. Security level is 10. Chance to hack 61. It takes a minute. Total money available on the server is 2.3 million right now. Oh man, this is great. So let's go home, do an ls, just so I see my files. You don't have to. I'm going to copy hacksigma.js to the Sigma Cosmetics sticks. Copied. Connect. Sigma cosmetics. We can do an ls and see that indeed our file is there. We want to run hack. It's the same file size. Sigma.js. We want to give it a number of threads. We want 6 because this server has 16 just like the other one did. And so now it's running CLS home. We can go to our active scripts and see that we have the Sigma cosmetic server is now running a Hack Sigma program, which is the same as the food and stuffs, which is getting there. I try to have each of the servers running the script on their servers to hack itself, if that makes sense. Just like send it out there, have it do its thing, and then in time, it'll start giving me money as soon as all the criteria is met. So this is where the incremental / idle part of the game can play into, because we have to wait a while for these hacks to start returning on our investment. There's stuff to do in the meantime, but I wanted to just go through the very basics of this. Scan, let's do another one. Analyze. I don't know how to type. Okay, we're level 11. We can hack Joe's guns now because it needs level 10. Okay, so we're going to nano a new program called Hack Joe's, we'll call it Joe's .js, and controls paste Joe's guns, control S to save. Now we need to connect to Joe's guns. We can analyze and see how much RAM we're going to get. Same thing. Oops, when you do run nuke.exe, there we go. Backdoor. I'll have to find out what backdoor does. Maybe next video I'll talk about it. This is just the very basics. This is just doing the core mechanics of the game. There's a lot more going on. To analyze it again, we got 16 gigabytes. We got to go back to our home server, run a ls. We can CPS or SCP, which is copy. And we want to move hackjoes.js over to the Joe's Guns server. And then I don't feel like typing it out. We're back at their server. Run Joe's, hackjoes.js -t with 6 because it's also a 16 gigabyte server. Script is running. Home, CLS, just for funsies. Go to active scripts, and now we have that program, that hack script, running on Joe's servers. We start getting money yet? Nope. And that's fine. We can check the logs to see what's going on. There's a lot of weakening going. Because here, the minimum server is 3, and we said that we wanted it to start hacking or be available at server minimum +1. So this is once the server security hits 4 or less, then we're going to start hacking. But until then, we got to do a lot of weakening. So it's already started from 10 and it's already down to 9. So it's going to take a long time for that to happen. And that's okay. I'm not in a hurry for any of this stuff. Let's check these logs on the Sigmas. Again, here's the same thing. Its server minimum is 3, its current is 10. And so we're going to keep weakening that system until it's below our threshold. Joe's guns log. Minimum server is 5, but it has 62 million cap. Its current security is 15, so this even has a longer, it's got to go down to 6 or less before we can start hacking it. So that's going to take a while too. This is a great game. It takes extremely little resources to run this game on a PC. It's just so small. I let this run overnight last night, and I came into some nice surprises. So yeah, so that is that's how we're doing. Check our stats. Now we've got 191,000. There's some things we can do with that. I'm gonna get into that in the next video. I just wanted to talk over the very basics of going through the tutorial, looking at how to run some commands, how we can look at some of the files in our folder directory here. We can type help, spend a minute to look through some of these. I strongly recommend that you go to the documentation over here, and it's going to talk about hacking, terminals, Hacknet nodes, all kinds of information we're going to get into, and some advanced stuff. But you can see it's kind of going silly here, meaning we don't have access. If I click on this, it's not doing anything because I don't have access to it yet. I can go see hacking algorithms, and it's kind of give you some information on, here's a forever loop, right? If security is not minimum, weaken it. If the money is not maximum, grow it. Else, hack it. We tweaked that, but in a nutshell, that's a forever loop. If it, just keep going through this, keep going forever. A lot of good information in here. I really want to find, if we go home, what were we talking about? Look at the beginner's guide. First steps, creating your first script. Noodles. Walks you through it. There's a whole set on running your scripts. How to scan deeper than what we have been. So you can go 2 nodes deep instead of just 1. And then this means we can run 6 thread. Here's a sequence of terminal commands I use in order to achieve this. Now, this is just talking about how to do some things, how to copy files over. See, we've copied that hack template over to Noodles and all these other places. We're gonna make a better script. We're gonna make a much better script a little bit later. A universal script that you just need one instead of creating its own special. We don't want to have a hack. I don't want to have a hack Noodles and a hack Joe's guns and have them separate. And I just want one file, one script that I can run on any computer and give it some commands and just have it run. How to increase your hack level. That's by doing stuff. Editing your hack scripts. We can go back in and do it. Creating, purchase new servers. We'll get in a bunch of stuff later. Crap, what was I wanting to... Anyway, there you go. That is the very basics of getting started on Bitburner. Free to play. Go have fun.